and Nick Durst, live on the UCY.TV network.
Welcome, everybody. It's 8 o'clock on Wednesday, April 19th, and I'm your host of Spam, John Brown. I'm joined, as always, with my co-host, Nick. What's going on, Nick?
John, Sports Politics some more, episode 34 already. We're just flying through here these weeks. Getting very close to a year mark, which is, it's still a little far off, but these shows are just flying by week after week. Lots to talk about tonight. If you want to talk to us about anything we're discussing or anything else, give us a call, 718-717-8296. Or, of course, write to us in the UCI Lobby chat. Check us out on Twitter as well. You can write things to us there. John is at @SN_sports, and I am at Nick_Durst. And we have a lot to discuss. And coming up at 8:10, hopefully at 8:10 this week, 10 to 10, Andrew bringing us the top 10 Adam Sandler movies of all time. So looking forward to that. But, John, we got to start with this. Jeb Bush is back in the news. And it's probably, you'd probably never think this, but maybe you would, because his brother did something similar. Jeb is looking to buy the Miami Marlins. And remember, George W. owned the Texas Rangers. But take a wild guess as to who Jeb is trying to be ownership partners with to buy the Marlins.
Mark Cuban?
No, Mark doesn't need Jeb's money, or vice versa. A former Yankees shortstop, Derek
Jeter.
Derek Jeter and Jeb Bush trying to buy the Marlins.
We're talking about weird bedfellows. Guacman and Jeter.
Yeah, you used to like Jeb, right? You supported him, but then he just went awry.
Who, Jeb? No, I fucking hated him.
You never liked Jeb? No,
he's a neoconservative shitbag. I've always hated him. He's a dick. And his wife looks like Consuela from Family Guy. No.
I hate Derek Jeter. So if he buys the Marlins, that's great, because I hate the Marlins.
That would be perfect.
I just can't. I'm surprised that Jeb's trying to leave politics, but I guess there's not anything left he could do or run for office wise.
Listen, he embarrassed himself in this presidential race. Where's he gonna do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess there's probably no shot he runs again. His best hope would be that he has to hope that Ted Cruz or somebody wins and puts him in the cabinet.
Yeah, that's not even it. He's an older branch of the Republican Party. That, like, old school... He's like the, if you will, K Street crew of that old guard of establishment Republicans, who people like Ted Cruz can't stand either, because Ted Cruz is in more of the Tea Party hardline conservative. He's really a dying breed. There's really nobody It's him, John McCain, Mitt Romney, that crew, that that kind of ideology. And listen, none of those guys are sniff power anytime soon. They're not popular anymore. You can blame George W. You can blame whoever you want for whatever reason. The world doesn't want their type of politics anymore. I think we've tried it. It didn't work.
Right. Otto says Orlando Cepeda or Daryl Strawberry have been better partners for Jem. I don't think Daryl Strawberry should be out in the streets of Miami anytime soon.
Oh, speaking of former athletes turned criminals, let's talk about Aaron Hernandez and talk about the duplicity of time. Like, how perfect is it that he offs himself the same day the Patriots at the White House visiting after winning the Super Bowl? Also, did you see Gronk crash Sean Spicer's press conference today? Fucking hilarious.
Yeah, so Gronk comes in, he's asked Spicer if he needs any help. Spicer is laughing. Spicer's a big Patriots fan. Gronk is awesome. I mean, I would probably say he's my favorite player in the NFL. I don't know about you, but he's a very likable guy.
Very, very likable. Listen, he's living it the right way. He acts sort of, how I would act, how you think you would act. He seems like a normal dude who likes having a good time. And look, Aaron Hernandez was ahead of him on the depth chart that first year. And if he didn't do gangbanging bullshit, he would be a superstar. He'd be at the White House today. But instead, he's a blood or a crip or some nonsense. He murders some guy for disrespecting him or some other bullshit. And he ends up offering himself in a jail cell. So I guess there's that.
So what do you think here with the conspiracy theory here that somebody killed him? Do you think something happened, or do you think he just hung himself?
He hung himself. Who's killing him? Why bother killing him? People watch too much TV.
I guess so. Yeah, so he committed suicide after which was weird timing because he was just, even though he was already serving life in jail, he just was found innocent of another murder, and his lawyers were apparently trying to whip up some sort of plan here to appeal the original case and get an appeal on that. But now I've read that because he died and they didn't appeal yet, this crime could get stricken from his record, which is really interesting. It doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter, but at this point,
obviously not.
But he killed himself, and there's no conspiracy because you got to realize in jail he's not in general population. He's in protective custody because he's a superstar.
Security, yeah. They said there was no signs of it. They had moved into a psych ward if possible. So he probably realized he's got nothing left to live for. I don't know if he knew that the Patriots were going today, because I don't know if he gets the news or whatever. But on a happier note, the Patriots go to the White House, first team to go see President Trump at the White House. Tom Brady wasn't there. He was either having a personal matter, they said, because you knew his mother was sick, or he wasn't there because of Hernandez. They were saying, I don't know. I would say more towards the personal matter.
I read an article today. It's about his mom's actually not doing well.
Right, that's what I thought, because we know he was a Trump supporter, and he's not trying to make a political statement. So we wish him and his family well. But you did mention Gronk with Spicer. That was hysterical. And how about Trump's speech? He was making fun of Belichick's famous "no days off" chant at the parade, which was really funny. And Kraft said that the Patriots' comeback was just like Donald Trump winning the election, overcoming the improbable odds, being down big early, and then coming back late and winning it. So I thought that was a great speech. Did you happen to catch any of the ceremony or any highlights?
Just on Twitter, so I didn't get to watch the video, just people tweeting about it. But hilarious. In other winning news, did you see that the Republican Party has won the first two elections since Trump won, even though the Democrats are spending all kinds of money and having Samuel L. Jackson, all this other nonsense, talk about a Congress seat in Georgia.
Was this that election in Georgia?
Yeah.
Well, let's bring in our 10 of 10 guy to talk about it first, because apparently he's a very confused guy right now. He wants Bernie in the White House. He's saying that the guy winning in Georgia is bad news for the Trump administration. I don't understand what he was saying. Did you understand what he was saying in his mental breakdown rant on Facebook? Andrew Jason Pollock on Facebook, Andy's randomness.
Listen, I commented back on it. I haven't heard since, but he was saying that Trump's a hypocrite for saying America first because he got his ties or whatever made in a different country. Listen, he's not a hypocrite. What you don't realize is when you own a business, you have a fiduciary duty to make money for all of your employees. So if the market says the market value of, let's say, a tie is $20, if all of your competitors are paying $10 for the cost of goods, you can't pay for $15 cost of goods made in America and still make a profit. It doesn't work that way.
Very true.
Hey guys, I'm here.
All right, Andrew, welcome to the show. Before we do the 10 out of 10, we were just talking about the recent elections, and you had a comment on your Facebook rant on the one in Georgia. So care to shed some light on that?
We have to talk about this.
We
Let's
do,
hear it.
because the show is called Sports, Politics, and More, so we got to address everything.
Oh, okay, fine. So, many people know that I'm an independent. I was a Bernie supporter, and I only voted for Trump because I thought Hillary was going to win. But, boy, you know, this country socially has really changed since Trump took office. I mean, you have...
Change for the better, right, John? Making America great again?
Winning.
I think we're mediocre. I mean, we're better off than, Obama and Bush, believe me. But, America's not really great right now. I mean,
How do you figure, Andrew? How is America not great?
it's overstressed.
About what? Give us examples. You said that America's socially has gotten worse under Trump, but explain, give us some examples.
Well, the examples are people are protesting. People are beating the shit out of each other every day.
Okay, that's isolated incident. It's in Berkeley, California, and those are anti-fascist nutcases who were literally doing the same thing before Trump was president. Also, let's not forget about Ferguson, them burning down a city in Baltimore. Like, these little protests, quote unquote, are nothing compared to actual no shit riots. These aren't riots. These are rich college kids going somewhere and, fucking LARPing, live action role playing, dressing like their favorite communist leaders.
Because they're radical leftists.
Yeah, so they're not going to change. That has nothing to do with Trump. What has Trump done to make America more negative or more violent or more anything? What has he done to make America more had a negative effect on America?
Well, I honestly see these protests every day. It's getting worse in Manhattan.
Who cares? What you don't realize is those kind of people, they're just, anti-establishment, blah, blah, blah. They're anti-everything. When the World Trade Organization comes around, they fight that. When Black Lives Matters bullshit. This all predates Trump.
Remember, Black Lives Matter is technically Black Panther movement.
Yeah, none of this is Trump's fault. It's been around for years.
Well, on another side note here, before we get to the 10 of 10, Bill O'Reilly fired today.
He's actually my loser of the week.
All right, so Andrew, give us your loser of the week. You said it's Bill O'Reilly, and why is he the loser of the week, besides the fact that he lost his job?
Well, I'll tell you why he's a loser. Because many women have come out and accused him of sexual assault. And basically, Bill O'Reilly's advertiser said, screw you, we're not dealing with this anymore. Fox, 21st Century Fox was concerned. They told Bill, you got to get lost, and apparently they did. And guess what I just found out right now? Here is Fox News' new primetime lineup starting this Monday.
All right, so Andrew's gonna, I guess, looking for the lineup, and his mic isn't working as usual. But John, you think Bill O'Reilly, we're never gonna see him on TV again? What do you think's next for him?
I'm not sure, but I gotta tell you, I'm really disappointed in Murdoch for bending to this nonsense. Listen, if Bill O'Reilly really did those things, then absolutely he should be fired. But how about you wait for a trial, for some evidence, for this guy to actually get convicted of something before you fire him? Because now what you're doing is you're bending the knee when people accuse you of something. And in reality, you can accuse anyone of anything. If there's no evidence to back it up and you don't let them have a trial by their peers, you just, throw wild accusations there and you can ruin the guy's life. That's not fair. Now, granted, if Bill O'Reilly did do all these terrible things, I agree that, he shouldn't be on TV and he should be taken off. But none of that's proven yet. It's all accusations.
Well,
it's not fair.
The number one show on Fox News now is definitely Hannity.
Well, here's the thing. Tucker Carlson is moving to 8 o'clock, and then the 5 is moving to 9 o'clock, and then Hannity will be followed at 10 o'clock.
I don't know what the 5 is, so I have no comment on that. Tucker Carlson's been on forever.
I think they should move Hannity down to the 9 o'clock hour. When Hannity and Combs used to be at 9 o'clock, I like that. But in reality, I think they let Hannity get away with more stuff by being on the later hour. So that's probably why they're keeping him there. Listen, if I'm Sean Hannity, if I'm Rush Limbaugh, if I'm any of these, conservative talkers, I got to be really careful right about now because they're out and they smell blood in the water. Once you fire someone over an accusation like this, you're going to see, as soon as you offend somebody, there'll be nonsense coming out left and right. If it's not proven, you can't. Where's the barrier of entry? Where do we say, all right, well, we got to prove it? Well, a lot of women did. Yeah, allegedly, let's get some fucking proof. It's not fair. But until then, I guess, this is what's going to happen. They're going to say something to piss off George Soros or one of these Media Matters nutcases. They'll pull their strings and, they'll get Action for America. Will 6 of them will say that when they met Sean Hannity, he grabbed their tits.
All right, Iowa wants to see.
Well, I hope they're not going to accuse Michael Savage of anything going on sexually.
Because of that kind of thing, that's why Matthew Drudge has, completely stepped away from the public light. Because after the Monica Lewinsky story that he broke, like every leftist in the world was after him, just trying to ruin the guy's life. It's sad that they, if you break a story they don't like, they try to ruin you.
All right.
But the thing is, I go on Drudge Report every day. I mean, I don't hear anything about Matthew Drudge in general anymore.
He's laying low, that's why.
When was the last time you seen his face? How about that? When was the last time you seen his face?
Not in a very long time.
Listen, Fox should hire Monica Lewinsky, and maybe she could do a show with Tyler Durden from AfterActionReporting.com. What do you think of that, John?
Love it. He's a saint. He's fucking hilarious. If you don't follow him on Twitter, you should. And you should probably like him on LinkedIn because that guy's the fucking man.
So him and Monica Lewinsky, how would you feel about that, Andrew, if that was a show?
To be honest, I'd rather have Monica Crowley on Fox News.
Okay. So
Monica Lewinsky's a fucking idiot. I read the other day that she voted for Hillary. Like, after Hillary tried to ruin your life for you sucking her husband's dick, you're an idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. All right, well, I wonder how much money Monica Lewinsky has from the whole scandal and whatnot. Like, it made her career. She got, like, her own handbag line.
Wait a minute. I realized something else. You know who Fox News could go after now? Ann Coulter.
Yeah, they won't do that, though, because Ann Coulter is too, quote-unquote, controversial. And, the Pepsi and the Ford and the people that buy commercial time on Fox News don't want her. That's the real reason. Yeah. And that's the real reason they got rid of Riley.
Andrew is going to be a big free agent in the media come December. How about Mike Francesa on Fox News?
Oh, I love it.
And it could be called Wait a Second with Mike Francesa.
Wait a second.
What would you think, Andrew?
I would literally DVR Mike Francesa on Fox News every night. I mean, think about it. He was on Fox before. I mean, Fox Sports won, so why not Fox News?
I think it's a natural fit. I don't think it would be preempted. Mike knows his politics. He knows his American history, and he's got an opinion. That's for sure. So, I think we should get it done. So, if you're listening out there, Fox execs and Mike, big show. Wait a second, coming in January of 2018 on Fox News, #1 show on cable for sure. Put it against Rachel Maddow. It'll be an easy ratings victory.
Oh, screw Rachel Maddow. She's a radical leftist.
It's he. Watch your pronouns.
Breaking news, guys. I have breaking. Oh, never mind. It's from 2005. All right, we'll continue on here. No breaking news, just 2005 information. I mean, her tweet about breaking news. We have Trump's tax returns tonight. And then it happened to be from 12 years ago. Even Rosie O'Donnell was making fun of Rachel Maddow for that. I mean, really, think about it. For Rosie to say something in defense of Trump. All right. Now, from one comedy act in Rachel Maddow to another, Andrew, it's time for the 10 out of 10. Take it away.
All right, everybody. This week's 10 at 10 list is best all-time Adam Sandler movies.
Alrighty, we're looking forward to this one. Before you even start, if you have Jack and Jill on here, you're off the show forever because that was the worst movie ever.
Can I say something about that movie? What's embarrassing is I think obviously that's the worst Adam Sandler movie ever. It's even more of a joke is I saw it on opening weekend.
Andrew.
It came out on Thanksgiving Day. What was I supposed to do? There were no other movies.
Who cares? Just don't go to the movies. Andrew, how many times a month do you go to the movies?
Actually, I have not been to the movie theater in a while. I mean, I am planning to go a lot this summer.
All right, fair enough. But I feel like, Andrew, you're our movie guy here. You see the most movies out of all of us. You buy movies on DVD and Blu-ray every week. You constantly at the movie theaters. So for you to see Jack and Jill, I guess in theaters isn't too much of a shock because you go to movies all the time. So you're basically going whether or not there's a good movie out, you're gonna go see it.
Yeah, 'cause I know where I can get cheap movie tickets.
Oh, Andrew gets the cheap movie tickets.
He is your hookup. Call Andrew.
All right,
Andrew. Number 10.
Number 10. You Don't Mess with the Sohan.
Very good movie. I thought it was very funny. Definitely one of the top 10. It might even be too low on the list. What do you think, John?
I like it. He's always banging old ladies in that movie, and I don't know why. Is that like a stereotype or something? But it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. You know what's so funny? They talk about his hairy crotch. That's what's insanely funny.
Yeah, and he stuffs his G-string, so it's like this big gigantic.
And the evil guy in this movie is Michael Buffer, which is just pretty interesting.
All right, good. Number 10, number 9.
All right, number 9. We're gonna talk about Click.
Click, another good one, another classic.
Love it.
No complaints here from me and John so far. You're off to a good start, Andrew.
All
Number
right.
8.
I think Nick's gonna like this one. Number 8. 8 Crazy Nights.
Oh, holiday classic. The only Hanukkah movie there is, so definitely has to be in the list. Funny songs.
And Hanukkah, smoke your marijuana.
No, the technical foul song. That's why I love that movie.
Not the technical foul.
That's a classic. Good one.
Number 7.
50 First Dates.
It's
another classic.
It's you know what? That's more of a romantic movie, but you know what? If it's on cable, I don't have anything. Sometimes I throw it on.
Definitely has its moments, so definitely deserving of being in the top 10. I'll agree with you on that. Next one up.
All right, number 6, Big Daddy.
Nice. That's Hip Hop Anonymous. That movie's fucking hilarious.
Yes, and another actor got his start basically in this show. Isn't that right, Andrew? Do you know who I'm talking about? Or 2 actors rather who played the son.
Let's see. I have to really think about this.
Dylan and Cole Sprouse.
Now I remember. Yes.
What else were they in?
They were also in Friends as Ross's son. And then they they got their own show, Zach and Cody, and they're pretty famous, John.
Sorry. After my time, I guess.
If you saw them, you definitely were. All right, next on the list.
All right, number 5, Hotel Transylvania.
So, Nick, I don't know if you've seen this because you don't have kids, but I have. I've actually seen 1 and 2. Surprisingly, they're actually very good. Very, very good. It's a kids movie, like a Pixar movie, but the script is very like duplicitous, where the storyline kind of goes both ways, and there's a lot of like undercutted jokes for the adults. It's actually a really good movie. I highly recommend it.
Now, I haven't seen it. I've heard some good things, but do you think this deserves to be higher on the list than some of the others he's mentioned so far?
I don't, but depending on if he, I have a couple movies in my mind that I'm thinking of, and as long as he includes them, I'm okay.
Yeah, there's some movies here. It's got to be at the top, and we'll see. We'll see where Andrew takes this. So, Andrew, is that Hotel Transylvania 1 or 2?
The first movie, obviously.
All right. All right. Next up on the list here.
Alrighty, so number 4, we're gonna talk about the dumb guy here, Billy Madison.
Love it.
Yep. It's got to be there. You know, John liked that movie. I like the movie. I don't know anybody that really doesn't like the movie.
Listen, anytime TNT plays that movie all the time, literally anytime it's on, any part I catch it on, I always throw it on. It's so classic. The bus driver is Chris Farley. It's hilarious. He's like, who would eat 30-pack lunches? Who would eat magazine day?
It's a good movie. All right, now I'm getting a little concerned here because there's some really good movies here that still haven't been mentioned. And we're running out of space here. Keep it going, Andrew.
All right, quickly for John and his daughter, if his daughter is listening, there's great news for you. There's going to be a third Hotel Transylvania movie coming out next year.
Ooh, nice. I will actually watch that. So, Nick, so you don't know the background story, let me tell you. Hotel Transylvania, Adam Sandler plays Dracula. Dracula's daughter ends up meeting a human and marrying him. And they do a lot of, like, pun jokes, like if she married a black guy. So it's actually very funny.
Oh, my gosh. All right, interesting stuff. All right, Andrew. Here we go. The top 3.
All right, number 3. We're gonna talk about a very classic movie with Jack Nicholson called Anger Management.
See, this should not be on the list compared to some of the ones you haven't mentioned yet. What's your analysis on this movie, John?
You know what? I like Anger Management, but I gotta agree. Not only should this not be number 3, I don't even know if this cracks the top 10.
I don't think it's a top 10. I don't think so. All right.
I haven't seen it in 20 years, though, if that makes any difference. I haven't seen it since it came out.
20 years? I don't think it's that old. It's 2003. So
yeah, you're right. You're right.
All right. So Andrew, let's hear number 2.
All right, number 2, The Wedding Singer.
That's a classic.
Guys, yep, that has to be up there. So that's definitely in the top, 5 at worst. So that's a great one. Very funny. Anytime him and Drew Barrymore do a movie, I think they're hysterical.
Yep. Drew Barrymore is a hottie too, so that doesn't hurt. Good movie.
All right, number 1.
All right, we saved the best for last, everybody. Number 1 is Happy Gilmore.
I gotta agree. Happy Gilmore.
Obviously, Happy Gilmore is one of the best movies. John loves his golf. Bob Barker's great in this. Hysterical movie.
I'm a big Price is Right fan.
All right, now, John, I'm going to go through the list of the movies that Andrew, for some reason, left off the list. I don't know what the guy was thinking. Number 1, Waterboy.
Waterboy. Remember that? Yeah, that movie was fucking hilarious.
That's the best one, I think.
Cut his fucking head off.
You
into it.
So, Andrew, do you know what Waterboy is? Have you ever seen it?
Never seen it.
Oh, you gotta watch it. Go to Book Off and get it this week.
Yeah, dude, that's your book off movie.
So if I see it for actually, no. I'm actually going to go to Best Buy next week.
Best Buy movie it is.
Right,
no, because I'm going to get La La Land on Blu-ray.
La La Land's very good, too. All right, more movies.
$20 this week. I found out. Best Buy has it on sale.
Blended from 2014. Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore. Their 2 families come together, and they see Terry Crews in Africa. I don't think John's seen this, but I would recommend you see it.
What's it called?
Blended.
No, I actually have not seen that. But honorable mention, he was in a movie called Spanglish that has a similar premise that was very good.
Yes. Another
Well,
one.
I
Another
got
one. See, Benny Metz.
stuff
Here,
blended.
I got some more here. Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2. Grown Ups 2
Blended
is
is 14%
hysterical.
on Rotten Tomatoes. Holy crap.
What? What movie are you talking about, Andrew?
Blended. I just Googled it. It got 14% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, it's wrong. It should be like a 90%. How about Grown Ups? You didn't like those movies, Andrew?
I haven't seen them.
What? Oh my! You're missing out. You're missing out, man. Grown Ups 2 is hysterical.
Yeah, the second one was better.
They need to make a number. They need to make a number 3. John, have you seen Grown Ups or Grown Ups 2?
Of course. It has like it's one of those movies that has like an all-star cast,
Yeah.
but they're all comedians, so it's actually good.
And the best part about Grown Ups 2 is that, like, basically every movie, there's like some sort of conflict, and that's like what everything's based around. There's no conflict in Grown Ups 2 at all whatsoever. It's just a bunch of guys hanging out. It's so funny.
Well, the thing is, Rotten Tomatoes gave both movies very, very bad ratings.
Well, listen, you don't trust Rotten Tomatoes. You got to trust yourself. I don't want Andrew to be fired from watching movies and telling us about them. How do you feel about that, Andrew?
Oh no!
Well, hey Andrew, just be happy that he doesn't accuse you of sexual harassment, because we'd be like Fox News and fire you.
Otto also says he read something that Netflix users watched 500,000 hours of Adam Sandler movies. I believe, and they have the exclusive deal now that they're actually all on Netflix, I think. So,
Yeah, I
Andrew,
heard
try
that.
to save yourself a trip to Best Buy and go watch other movies that were good. I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry with
Very
Kevin
good.
James.
My mom liked that movie.
How about Little Nicky?
Little Nicky was the next one I was going to say. Just Go With It, another funny one with Jennifer Aniston. I don't know if you've seen that at all. Then we have Funny People, which was an okay one.
I actually like Funny People.
Yes, he gets a fatal disease, and he's a comedian. And that's how Aziz Ansari actually got his start. And now we have Bedtime Stories, another classic, great one.
See, I want to see that one.
Oh, I got to give you guys a good one that you probably haven't seen. It's sort of like one of those, like, not like an indie film, but like a cult classic. It's called Rain Over Me. It's with Don Cheadle and Adam Sandler. And Adam Sandler's family dies in 9/11. His wife and kids were on the flight and they die. And it's like him living by himself trying to deal with it. It's not a comedy. It's like a serious movie. But it's a really, really good movie.
There's like a few movies that have been serious.
PlayStation 2 all day.
There's like a few movies that Sandler has done serious roles for, and they're really been good. I think people are surprised when he does serious movies. Other movies, I think was Mr. Deeds mentioned? I think we mentioned that.
No, I don't think it was.
No, we didn't mention that. No.
All right, that's a good one. How about The Longest Yard? That was very funny.
Yeah, yep.
And my personal favorite, which was not mentioned, was would have to be That's My Boy. I mean, that was hysterical with Andy Samberg. Did you see that movie?
No.
Oh, you got to see it.
Yeah, Rex Ryan was in it.
Rex Ryan. So basically, John, it's Rex Ryan, Vanilla Ice, Andy Samberg, and Adam Sandler. I mean, that cast is hysterical.
No, I have not seen that one. I think I remember it coming out, and I just never got around to seeing it.
I would highly recommend that. I laughed hysterical during that. So yeah, but obviously there's been lots of Adam Sandler movies, and most of them have been very funny, I would have to say. Now he's got this exclusive deal with Netflix, where he's making movies specifically for Netflix now. So
yeah, didn't he release a new movie on Netflix this past week?
I think he did. And then he also had The Cobbler was on there. But yeah, lots of funny movies from this guy. All right, so that's going to do it for 10 of 10. And Andrew, tell everybody about next week's 10 of 10. Very exciting stuff.
All right. So next week, this has been long overdue, and Nick's been, begging me to do it for a very, very long time. We're going to do top 10 reasons why Yankee fans are
Yes. So, top 10 reasons why Yankee fans are the worst. And John, I think there's a ton of stuff that can be said about that, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, absolutely. The list can go on. It could be 100 things.
Right. And then, so we're looking forward to that. And one more movie, Adam Sandler movie that I forgot to mention.
I found the name of it. It's called Sandy Wexler.
Right, that's the new one. And one movie that was a serious movie that he was in was Men, Women, and Children. In this movie, his wife cheats on him with the guy from Allstate. You know, the guy's like, Allstate, you're in good hands. The guy
What movie was that?
Men, Women, and Children. And now, do we all know who the Allstate guy was? How he got his start in acting?
No.
You ever see the movie Major League?
Yeah.
And you know Soriano, the Spanish guy with the chickens?
Yeah.
That's the Allstate guy.
Oh, I never put two and two together.
Yeah, because his accent is so different. But yes, that's another crazy movie. And
Wait,
now
I'm getting his name right now. I'm getting his name. His name is Dennis Haysbert.
yes, good actor. Major League, another great series. But most of the Adam Sandler movie, like we said, you can't go wrong there. I Am Lone Frog wants you to do the 10 best bagels. So maybe we'll do that in 2 weeks. You think you could handle that one, Andrew?
Well, there's gonna be a lot to put on. I mean, I'll do some in Manhattan. I'll do some in Queens.
I think he means like, you know, salt bagel, everything bagel, sesame bagel.
Oh, I thought he meant where to get bagels.
No. So maybe we could do it. Andrew could do a taste test and Snapchat it too, as he's doing research for the review. What do you think about that, John?
I like it. Let's try to
so
do mixed media.
There we go. So for 2 weeks, we'll do top 10 bagels, and Andrew's going to research over the next 2 weeks, and he's going to send videos to John, and he's going to put it on our Twitter, and you can look forward to that. And the Twitter is @spam_UCYTV. Isn't that right? So Andrew, you think you could handle that assignment?
Listen, I mean, if I have to taste test so many bagels, then so be it.
I will take that.
All right, looking forward to it. So speaking of food, and Andrew, you could stay on for this. McDonald's, they stopped the Facebook Live Cleveland murderer. They said they identified him. They gave him his chicken nuggets, and they said the fries. We gotta wait for your fries. So I'm actually surprised that this guy tried to get food, and I'm also surprised.
Oh, you're talking about Steve Stevens.
Yes, we don't have to say his name. He's a scumbag, piece of shit. But I'm surprised, John, that he fell for the old "your fries aren't ready" trick.
Two things. A, what a fucking idiot. You know your face is everywhere because you just killed an old man on live fucking Facebook for no reason, you piece of fucking garbage. But not all heroes wear capes. That McDonald's worker put his life in actual danger, and he's a hero. He should get the reward money, and I hope he does.
I got his name. His name is Tom Ducharme Jr.
Okay, Tom Bukami Jr.
Well,
He's a goddamn hero.
He did risk his life because he could have been shot. And
Absolutely. Now, we all know a McDonald's worker. Do you think Matt Malloy would have done that?
I think Matt Malloy would have took out his phone, maybe made a status about the Yankees, and not noticed.
I think he would have not even known who the guy was and just given him the wrong order.
Man. Yeah, so maybe this McDonald's worker should get a raise, though. He did put his life in danger.
Well, there was a reward out for this guy for $25,000. They should give it to him.
No, it's actually $50,000 according to KTLA.
Shit, $50K, give it to him. Listen, that'll put that kid through college so he can start working at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Listen, he did. He put his life on the line. Because listen, what if he said, "You gonna wait for your fries," and the guy was like, "Oh, you know who I am? Bang bang." You know, he just killed some guy in the street for no reason. He won't shoot the fucking chicken nugget guy.
Right. Now, Andrew, what's your take on the fact that Facebook didn't initially pull the live stream after it was discovered, and they let it be circulated, and people were retweeting this and whatnot? I thought that was wrong.
Andrew.
Any thoughts?
I thought you guys were talking to each other like you normally do.
Well, usually when we preface it by saying Andrew, let me get your thoughts. We mean Andrew.
Oh,
He's not calling me
what
Andrew.
do you want me to react to now?
Well, if you're listening to the question, I said, what are your thoughts on Facebook not, pulling down the live stream right away once it was discovered by everybody that this actually happened, and they showed this graphic video and people are stupidly sharing it. It shouldn't have went viral. It's a real disgusting way to see somebody's death go viral.
Okay, first of all, unrelated note, there are eight McDonald's in Erie, Pennsylvania. Second, as far as Facebook Live is concerned, it is so messed up to think that you're basically showing a homicide live for hundreds of thousands of people. Eventually, millions saw it because I watched full news as soon as it broke. Basically, you made a fool out of yourself, and you basically ended up being a wanted man by James Comey, basically. Now, oh boy, this guy definitely is a moron. Basically, doing all this stuff. Not to mention, you had to go to one of the 8 Erie, Pennsylvania McDonald's to get your food.
So, John, where do you think he was planning to drive to? I think he was trying to drive to New York to kill more people.
The thing was, I told my parents about this, and I told them, guys, you need to be on the lookout for any suspicious Ohio state license plate, because obviously in New York, you rarely receive an out-of-state license. But my parents, be on the lookout.
All right, so obviously Andrew, when Andrew gets excited, John, he talks so fast that his microphone can't even pick up his words.
Can't keep it up. But, I tell you this though, this is the one thing. I don't care that Facebook wants to not pull it, but you can't either you can be one of two things. You can either be an open platform that doesn't censor, or B, you can be a platform that censors things that are considered inappropriate. Where Facebook is right now,
having sex on Facebook, exactly.
What Facebook does now is they censor things they deem that they don't like. So, for example, a Donald Trump meme Facebook group will get fucking shut down for being a hate group, because it hurts people's feelings. But they're gonna they're gonna let this video of a man being murdered on the street. That's fine. You don't get to be both ways. I think a great example of two different, extremes. If you look at Live Leak, you can show whatever you want. There are no rules. You just have to make it not safe for work. While YouTube will pull certain things if it has nudity or violence in it, or not violence, but like people dying or whatever.
Well, how about that poor kid who was kidnapped and tortured? Was it in Detroit a few months ago? And he was getting his head scalped on Facebook Live. Remember that?
Chicago. It was in the suburb of Chicago, and the kid, they said that he had like a developmental problem, so he probably just believed them. It's really sad that they picked on someone that couldn't defend themselves. It's really fucked up, and that video is disgusting. But thank God that Donald Trump is president, and that rolls downhill. All those 3 animals got arrested and arraigned in the whole 9. But how about that piece of shit Don Lemon coming on TV and saying, "Oh, this is just kids not having kids being bad parenting. I don't think they're evil." Calling them evil. He scalped a kid and then ashed a cigarette in his wound. What the fuck? Like, that's not evil. I don't know what is. But they see everything through this political lens where if it doesn't fit their agenda, it must not be true. So they just bury it away. In reality, if the races were mixed around, that would have been the biggest story in the world. In fact, it's been a couple months and people have basically forgotten about it. It's really, really upsetting. It's really, when anyone picks on someone that is, friendly and it doesn't have that kind of thing that's like not an enemy, they just, the weakest link, that drives me the craziest. Like this old man that was killed recently, he's an old dude on Easter Sunday walking home. He's gonna be the least resistant to you going up and shooting him. You're doing it because he's an easy target. That type of super predator behavior is disgusting and despicable, and I hate it.
And thank goodness you brought up the Chicago incident, because we have to quickly mention that it's also Autism Awareness Month. So believe me, when I see somebody who's autistic in general getting tortured like that, that's not cool.
Yeah, it's really fucked up because from what I was reading about it, one of the kids that kidnapped this kid went to school with him and like pretended like he was just going to hang out with him to lure him into the car, drove him to the other side of the city, tied him up, and made a video while torturing him. That's super fucked up. You took advantage of the fact that he was trusting and was looking for a friend. That kind of behavior is just it's inhumane. That's not how humans in a civilized society act. If you want to act like that, there's plenty of places in the third world we can go.
Exactly. The third world's perfect.
Well, it's really a shame. Like Chicago is basically a third world country. It's really bad.
It really is. And you know what Chicago has? The toughest gun laws in the country. How is that working out? You know, the same thing with
same thing in Venezuela. They have tough
exactly.
gun laws, and they're getting carried away.
And if you look at places like Flint, Michigan, like, oh no, the water, blah, 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 blah. Do you know why the water infrastructure is jacked up? Because they don't have a tax base. They don't have a base of taxpayers anymore. Why don't they have that? Because crime's gotten so bad that all of the tax-paying, normal, middle-class people leave. So maybe you should change your city so it's not shitty.
In Detroit are all barricaded now.
You go buy a house in Detroit for $1. And this is the thing. We'll Bill de Blasio's nonsense of getting rid of Rikers, getting rid of stop and frisk, getting rid of all the broken windows laws. All he's doing is setting us up to become Detroit 2.0. Because when crime gets too bad, businesses and taxpayers leave. Simple as that.
Exactly. I mean, me and my dad have openly discussed if de Blasio is getting 4 more years, that we may leave New York because, it's bad enough that I saw a homeless guy 4 blocks away from me the other week. Now, what's going to happen if the police are afraid to police because of this liberal communist, and all of a sudden you have all these inmates who belong in Rikers somehow end up in these small correctional facilities.
Well, he doesn't want to close down Rikers and move them to other places. He wants to let them out and give them jobs.
He wants to give them jobs the next day.
Actually, today in the New York Post, there was a story about the FDNY adds 9 ex-cons to the newest probie class to make sure that they hit their diversity quotas. So getting that FDNY job is coveted. People around the country come to take that test. So if you have any arrest record whatsoever, they don't include you. But Bill de Blasio doesn't like that, so he purposely forces these guys. There are 9 guys who are ex-cons. That doesn't mean that they have an arrest record. It means that they've been convicted.
All de Blasio cares about is these minorities, these convicts, and whatnot. And that's another reason why. That's why.
Exactly.
You want to know why Staten Island hasn't made any improvements under de Blasio? Because his target voters are not on the island. He doesn't care about Staten Island. It's a disgrace.
Yeah, everything he does is political theater. The guy has no actual even agenda. He's not. Oh, he's a socialist and he wants to redistribute wealth. Oh, he's a peace living hippie. It's nothing. He's nothing. He's just like Hillary. He's a blank slate where he'll do whatever he needs to in the moment for political theater. So at the moment, this is what he needs to do.
I don't think anybody's thinking of running against him really. So I think it's bad news. I think he might be president. He might be elected mayor again.
Honestly, I would be shocked just for the fact that I've never met anyone, even the hardcore liberals in the fashion industry who like Bill de Blasio. Nobody likes him. Anyone who works in New York City,
right? But here's the problem. It looks like he's basically going to run unopposed because I don't know any Republican running, and all we know is Bo Dietl is running.
Well, I have a list of the Republicans who have already announced that they are running.
Okay.
Darren Aquino, actor and disabled rights activist. Rocky de la Fuente, businessman. He is running for mayor. Michael Faulkner, former New York Jet player. And the main guy, Paul Massey, businessman.
Now, I don't know any of these people, but John, didn't you say Mike O'Reilly was looking to run?
He was, but because he's not like a established enough politician or whatever, He's not even on the Republican ticket.
Wow. I mean, I wish I was old enough because I literally think I could run and win. That's how bad de Blasio is. Like, if anyone really wanted to be mayor, this is their time to do it.
Yeah, and what sad thing is Michael Riley is actually like a really good guy. I know him personally, but the problem is it's the real like rising star in the Republican Party in New York City was Michael Grimm.
Michael Grimm, baby.
And the Democrats did his ass dirty. That whole trial was fucking nonsense.
It was a witch hunt, really. I mean,
absolutely.
But
listen, I'm an independent. I'm supporting Bo Dietl.
The next guy up is going to be Dan Donovan, John, as far as Republicans in New York go.
Yeah, he's been an up-and-comer for a while now. He was the DA, then now
right.
the congressman.
And you know who would love to run for mayor, but he can't because he's in jail?
Who's that?
Andrew's former congressman.
Oh, no! I knew you were going to bring him up.
Anthony Weiner. And how about this? How about Variety magazine putting Chelsea Clinton on their cover, and they got crazy backlash because it was like Power Woman, and she was like the recipient of their award. And what has she done that deserves her to be like the Woman of the Year? And people were killing Variety. It was great. Did you see any of this, John?
Oh, of course. In the article, they quoted her in the interview where she said, "America's just too sexist to vote for my mother." You made her the Woman of the Year. She's qualified to be a Woman of the Year? The fact that she has a vagina and her last name is Clinton. She's literally never done a thing. She's never held political office. She's never worked at a corporation. She's gotten random fucking jobs. She got a super high-paying six-figure job right out of college with NBC. Why? What college grad is getting six figures?
She's not qualified to work there at all.
Not at all.
And NBC is so hard to get on.
No more Clintons. That's all I'm asking, please.
No, the Democrats don't learn. They're going to try to shove Chelsea down our throats. We're not going to want it, and they're going to lose again, and they'll go,
the Democrats are going to try to make Chelsea run at some point.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I honestly think in 4 years, Hillary Clinton's running for president.
She's not, and this is why. A, she's horrible and unlikable. Everyone hates her. B, that bitch is probably going to be dead from Parkinson's. C, big money isn't going to put the money behind her again. Big money wants something young. I can see them trying to do it with Chelsea, but that ain't it. People hate Chelsea. Her stupid, big fucking face, and the fact that she's never done anything. There's no
Adam
reason
says Caitlyn Jenner was a Woman of the Year, and she hadn't even been a woman for a year.
Yeah, that's actually pretty funny. Like, men are so much better at everything than women that we're even better at being woman of the year.
Caitlyn Jenner, Andrew, she has a big interview with Diane Sawyer again this week, right?
Yeah, I've actually seen the promos, and I don't know if I'm gonna watch it.
I don't know if you will either, but I'm sure you will hear a lot about it on Twitter and whatnot. So real quick here, before our show concludes, we're just going to go over some NHL. So Andrew picked the Blue Jackets to win the Stanley Cup. They're trailing 3-1 to the Penguins right now. Any surprise there, Andrew?
Well, I shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, and you also picked Minnesota Wild in the West, or did you pick St. Louis?
I picked Minnesota.
All right, Minnesota's trailing 3-0 in the series, John. So Andrew's predictions not looking too good so far.
No, not at all.
And the Rangers locally 2-2 tied with the Acadians. Have either of you watched any of this series?
Negativo.
All right, and Andrew, have you watched it all?
I've seen highlights.
All right.
Oh, no. You're not going to believe what I just looked up.
What?
Moonbeam is a speculative candidate for president in 2020.
Who? Dean Cain?
No, Moonbeam. Moonbeam.
Who is Moonbeam?
You don't know? Jerry Brown.
Who?
The governor of California, or as I call them, Rocaphonia.
Oh, that piece of shit? We don't want Trump's money. 2 weeks later, oh no, my dam, give us money, please.
I think maybe Eric Garcetti might run for president.
Listen, it don't matter. You're not beating an incumbent, and you're certainly not beating an incumbent Trump. So good motherfucking luck.
All right. Well, we'll discuss the election more as we go on. The mayor one hopefully heats up soon, so we can cover it more. But the best news all week, John, is the New York Knicks season is finally over.
Yay!
So let's look to the draft now. And how about this? The Knicks are already losing. There was a coin flip to determine who has the seventh most ping pong balls, and the Knicks lost. So now they have the eighth most ping pong balls. You just can't win with this team. Hopefully they do not get one of the top two picks, because I don't want that guy Lonzo Ball from UCLA with his father. Could you imagine his dad, LeVar Ball, at the Knicks games with James Dolan and Phil Jackson? What a media circus.
Oh, he'll be fist fighting Charles Oakley before you know it.
That's why we need to get Markelle Fultz.
No.
Why?
This is the Knicks. The Knicks need to get Frank Ntilikina from France. Okay, he's 18 years old, 6'5", and
What position?
he's a point guard. The Knicks need John. What's the Knicks' biggest need since I guess the 90s?
I've heard the same argument every year since fucking John Starks.
You need a point guard. Now, don't know with the triangle, the point guard does not dribble the ball. So this is the perfect point guard here. He's not like a big dribbler. He's a pass first, defensive first point guard. Isn't that what the Knicks need?
Yeah, but are we going to have an all-European team? I don't know. They rolled the dice and it worked out.
Well, I'll tell you this. Have you seen any of his highlights or whatnot?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, he is African.
Wait, Nick, can you text me the name of the player?
I can. He's legit, this guy. He plays great defense. He's tall. And he's been working out at Carmelo's gym in New York. The Knicks are really interested. They say he'll be really good with Porzingis. So I think this is who they got to get, and right now he's projected in the top 10, between the 7 to 10 range. That's where the Knicks are going to be. I think this is who they should get. They really need a point guard.
Is he banging hookers with Carmelo?
I don't know if we have time to address that.
Carmelo and Lala are done.
We know that, but I think, John, that he really didn't impregnate a hooker. I think she's just trying to get money for him. It happens all the time with the NBA players.
Absolutely, yeah. He might have cheated on her, but she might be blowing that shit up to try to get.
I think the marriage ended because of Phil Jackson.
Yeah, that's the name. Ali Frank Ogo. That's his name?
I said his name, but I think the marriage ended over Phil Jackson. And John, we didn't discuss it, but what a disgrace by Phil in that press conference, even though you agree with everything he said.
I agree with everything he said. It doesn't help him in negotiating, but listen, Phil's not a dumb guy, so he knows that hurts him in negotiating, like sort of showing your hand that you want to get rid of him. Maybe he's tried to shop him and no one's taken.
I think he wants Melo to say, I'll be traded. We have a trade clause, so he's trying to hurt his feelings. I hope Melo sticks it to him and says, I'm staying. That's what you got.
Nah, Melo's out of here, man. He needs to get away from all these crazy hoes in New York.
Well, we know this Porzingis and the boys, they don't like Phil Jackson too much right now, and that's a problem.
Yeah. You know what? Here's the thing. Phil Jackson has to either coach or leave. He can't do it by proxy. It's not working.
Right. Well, we know Phil, he loves Kurt Rambis, so basically the defensive coordinator, Kurt Rambis, has more power.
Remember, one quick thing, everybody. NBA draft lottery is May 16th. Remember the date. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye. Where's our exit music, John? What's going on here?
Bye, Andrew. Bye-bye.
All right. We hope you all enjoyed Sports, Politics, and More, episode 34. And we'll keep you up to date with more sports, politics, and more, of course, right here on the UCY.TV networks. And look for Andrew's videos where he starts reviewing bagels. Definitely looking forward to that, John.
The Bagel Review Center of the U.S. Yep. So bagels. A lot of more today. We did a lot more